I think the execution of it is more of the issue now. Like if you have the hotline, we have to call PSWD, we have to call appropriate agencies, pero sometimes it's a reality na we were doing run around, like pinapasa-pasa kami. It's a reality, not only with the industry. Now, I'm also would be concerned on the safety procedures kasi like earlier we discussed, we are being under the Data Privacy Act. We can't even reveal room numbers, the names. So we always are seeking the authorities to do it for us, for crimes to be committed. So ano namin is, how do we para bang forcefully enforce the mitigating factors to prevent, parang prevention rather than reacting to a crime that's already committed. Kasi mahirap yung tapos na, saka pa tayo mag-react. When in the first place, there already should be measures or legal parameters in which these crimes can be prevented.
Okay, so thank you for that question, sir. So we've already discussed this initially during the break, but as mentioned, before I answer sir's question, may natutunan ba kayo sa lecture today?
Yes.
Okay, see, so it is really important. I really try to laymanize it because diba pag law, it's very difficult to understand even kami. So as much as possible, we simplify it. So first, we must address the first, diba, parang the first question. How do we know that there is a trafficking in persons case that is happening in our premises or within our premises? So I discussed the elements. Okay, so if you see any of the elements present in the trafficking in person case, okay, you can actually notify na any law enforcement agency about that one. So don't worry kasi under the law, I did not discuss it anymore, but there are protective measures. Actually, there's this Good Samaritan law, Good Samaritan rule under the OSAEC Act that protects you kung sino yung nagsumbong, you are protected. Basta maraming mga parang mga exceptions to that one. But anyway, you are protected under the law. And also, second, you do not have to notify if you do not have knowledge, actual or personal knowledge, that a trafficking in person or an OSAEC act is being committed within your premises. Kasi, di ba, you are not, hindi naman pwede na hearsay lang yan. So, dapat may personal knowledge ka, ikaw mismo nakakita. That's when you notify. But, if something happened within your premises, but you didn't know, for example, yung example ni Sir kanina, nag-rent lang ng rooms, di ba? Tapos hindi nila alam, nag-ano na pala sa isang room. So, that one, you do not have the responsibility to notify. Wala kang kasalanan doon. But when it is apparent, sa pagpasok pa lang, example, may bata, tapos merong foreigner, diba? Although you do not want to preempt, but you know that's already punishable under the law based on our discussion. So you can discuss with the PNP. Actually, you can, diba, meron yun, marami yun. Si accommodation can notify PNP and NBI. But on the other side, kasi part naman din kayo ng tourism enterprise, if you know, you can call the IACAT network. That's our office, yung hotline. You can call that para at least, di ba, your identity is hidden. Huwag ka nang dumiretso siguro muna sa police. Kasi if you call the IACAT hotline, ang IACAT kasi is a composition of different agencies. So, nandyan kami as chairman, co-chairing DSWD. So, if you refer something to us, we will be the one who will endorse it. For example, endorse it to the PNP for further investigation. So, you don't need to go directly to the PNP or the NBI. You can refer it to us. Okay? Or, pwede kayo sa DSWD, kasi co-chair din yung DSWD sa IACAT. So, yeah. And then the next concern I think is the Data Privacy Act. Okay, I already informed sir that under the Data Privacy Act, there are exceptions under the rule. So when you think a crime is committed, you can actually, the police can actually require you to divulge the personal information or the sensitive data, mga ganyan. But ang alam ko kasi minsan, di ba, merong mga nagpa-file ng case just to harass. But I think, is it part of your parang rules and regulations for the IDs to be presented pag nag-check-in sa hotel? Okay, so that one. Okay? But yan pwede yan because those are some of the exemption. Yung isang ano ko din, one thing also, again, I would like to emphasize, pag meron ng criminal violation or pending investigation, the law enforcement agency can actually require you to produce personal data. Yan. Pag may pending, that's an exemption. Actually, yan nga minsan yung marami kasi parang hindi pa kasi widely discuss itong Data Privacy Act. Diba? You have the connotation na you cannot produce any personal data in public. Kasi meron kaming one time na law enforcement agent, and then we have this accused who meron siyang, ang dami niyang cases, rape, qualified trafficking, ganyan. But during his arraignment for this one case, kasi bailable siya, so naka-bail siya. But yung mga arraignment niya for the non-bailable cases, hindi pa kasi na-file. So nung naka-bail siya sa isang case niya, nag-escape siya. So we were telling the police, baka pwede yung ano daw pwedeng gawin nila, 'di ba? Ayaw daw nilang i-post yung picture kasi baka maano daw sila sa data privacy. 'Di ba? But that's an exception under the Data Privacy Act because a criminal case has already been filed in court. Actually, even pending investigation, pwede na yan. There are certain exceptions. Sir, I hope I address your question or meron pa bang additional question?
So there's just one case we had. There were two, I don't know if the lady is adult, parang minor, dalawa sila sa room. Tapos, after a while, the parents sought us to produce us the footage for the CCTV because there was an alleged rape. So we refused, of course, the request because we need authorities to have us compelled to produce because that's a private property, yung footage on CCTV. What we told the parents was that there's supposed to be a case that has to be filed, so then we will provide them the footage. I'd like to see if it's the right move that we did that.
So actually under the RA 11862, there are also mechanisms mechanisms on preserving yan, yung mga CCTV, video footages, or even anything that's online. So, pag meron, if you are informed of a possible trafficking in persons case or any, sa TIP lang kasi ito but this can also be applied to any other acts of child sexual abuse or exploitation. Dapat within 24 hours, you have the obligation to preserve that data, but you do not have the responsibility to release it unless it is within the proper channel. So, dapat siguro, they have to coordinate with the law enforcement agency or our network if it is a trafficking in persons case. But, from your end, you have the obligation to preserve the data. So, wag lang i-delete, wag lang i-remove. So, meron yan under the law, there is a number of months that you need to protect, you have to preserve the data. Pag may mga ganun na matters. Any other question?
Last question. Last question.
Mayroon pa po bang last question? We will cater one. Kasi
I would just like to ask kung kailan man take effect yung tourism establishments should post notices about yung mga ganyan. Kasi, based on my observation as tour operators, when I go to the hotels, parang wala akong nakikita. So, siguro, baka hindi rin nila gusto i-post kasi baka ano din sa mga guests kung meron talagang bad intentions ba. So, is it compulsory or required o talagang nasa batas? Kasi wala akong masyadong nakikita sa mga hotels na dapat maging visible siya, di ba? Pero napapansin ko, hindi ko nakikita ng mga notices.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So that one, that responsibility is stated under RA 11862. That is the latest Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. And it was effective on June 28, 2022. So dapat by June, after that, I don't know lang kasi meron pa kasi ang effective ang law on June 28, 2022, but the Interagency Council Against Trafficking has to release the implementing rules and regulations. Pero ang alam ko, meron na kasi itong IRR meaning how do you implement the law? So since 4 years na, there is already an IRR, I'm sure that this should be in effect. Kasi ako naman, yung mga napupuntahan ko na hotel, although I agree with ma'am, not all of them, may nakikita na ako na merong mga posts on trafficking in persons sa CR, sa elevator, kasi usually when we conduct seminars, di ba, we procure hotels that are PhilJeps registered. So yan nakikita ko, they have. Pero so far dito sa wala pa akong nakikita, or baka doon, oo, wala akong nakikita dito. So, if we look at the law, ang nakasulat kasi dito is that, wait lang. All tourism enterprise shall post a notice. So the law used the word shall. So it is mandatory. So ang akin lang, that's why I was asking, meron bang dito from the local government, kasi they can also answer if it is part already of their accreditation process, di ba? For issuing business permits. Kasi usually naman when you issue business permit, di ba, magpa-conduct pa yan sila ng parang ocular inspection. So I don't know if it's already included. I don't know if this can be answered by DOT. Do you require, ma'am, the posting of yung mga TIP materials?
As far as I know po, well, hindi naman. We only conduct a training like this as part of our advocacy to promote child-safe tourism. So,
Yan.
sa LGU nga po.
Oo, sa LGU kasi accreditation siya Pero for me kasi, especially with the penalties, 'di ba, meron na kayong knowledge right now that you have these responsibilities. So you need to put it. Wala pa naman for me as far as I can remember, parang wala pang nafa-filean dito na case. Pero you don't want to be the first one, 'di ba? 2 million to 5 million din yan siya. And you cannot excuse yourself by saying, diba, hindi pwedeng gawin mong defense na, hindi ko alam yung batas. That's why hindi ako magpo-post. Okay? It says there that, diba, ignorance of the law excuses no one. There's a Latin phrase for that. So even if you do not know the law, but right now, especially that you know the law, you have to post. Okay? So, yun lang din sa akin, yan, I've been regularly invited by DOT to discuss this one. We always emphasize this one. Ano yung mga responsibilities ni tourism enterprise? Okay? This is mandatory. I don't know if you also have, Ma'am Clarence, meron na din ba kayong anti-trafficking tourism policy under DOT?
As far as I know, wala pa po ate.
Even sa central office?
Wala.
Okay. Yan. Kasi we will also check with IACAT kung meron na to siya. But Ito, the very minimum requirement that you can do just to help children is yun lang. Bare minimum is to post the notices. Yun lang. Di ba? Kasi with the reporting, medyo mahirap siya because you have to know the elements. Diba? You have to know the elements, you have to know whether EIP is happening. But this one, the posting of notices, this is mala prohibita. Meaning, di ba, whether or not alam mo, pag wala dyan sa post mo, kahit wala kang criminal intent, kung wala kang pinost, immediately, you can be subject to an administrative sanction. Although wala pa namang nafa-filean, but then again, we just need to comply kasi malaki yung violation. Okay? So, madam. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, probably it's the City Tourism Office siguro. Do we have representative from City Tourism here? Sana kasali rin sila nakikinig. Kasi if it is not the responsibility of DOT to check for accreditation, I think the City Tourism Office, kung LGU, di ba?
Oo. Kasi when the invitation was given to me, I thought that we also have someone from the LGU here. Kaya di ba kanina sinabi ko, so LGU and also partner agencies. Yan. So, not only the City Tourism, but also the Business Bureau for, diba, they are in charge of issuing permits. And then, under the law, meron din silang responsibility. Kasi itong responsibility, parang itong law na to, the RA 11862, diba, this is just one of the three, but this is parang mga 30 plus pages to siya. Tapos, yung responsibilities of each sector, nakalay down. Si LGU may responsibility din. So, financial intermediaries, meron din that they have to notify. Si internet, meron din. Diba? So, lahat meron. So, eto kasi it requires the coordination of the different sectors for this law to work. Hindi siya pwedeng piecemeal lang lang. Yan. So, tama si ma'am. Maybe we can next time, we also invite the City Tourism, somebody from the local government so that they will know. Can I ask sa sa accommodation sector, when you apply for business permit, hinahanap ba to?
Yes. Nahanap sa inyo.
Hindi. O yan.
That
Yeah.
answers the question.
Oo, so that answers the question. So that's why, di ba, there's really a gap between the law and the implementation of the law. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this should be a wake-up call. Kasi what we are required is to post no durian allowed. Walang kwenta. Yun lang yung pinaka-basic. No durian allowed
Sino
in the
nag-require, sir?
premises. Yes,
The
yun yung
local
required.
government?
Yes. Because it is a security personnel are also discussing. Tapos yun yung dina-download sa amin. You have to post this. No durian allowed. So this should be a wake-up call. Dapat ito na yung i-enforce natin.
So siguro yan, suggestion to DOT, ma'am, when we conduct this one. Kasi tourism din kasi siya. So you also have parang at least a supervision over them nga sa mga city tourism office. Baka pwedeng i-invite nyo din sila during this kind of discussion. Kasi whatever we see po, ulit-ulit na lang yung tourism enterprise pero hindi naman ini-implement ng or baka they don't know also.
Kailangan kaya ng city ordinance or something? Diba kasi meron
No, it doesn't need, no need for a city ordinance. Kasi this is a national law. So it's applicable to everyone. Maganda na din kung mag-city ordinance na ulit, at least dalawa. But usually sa amin, we really file sa national law, sa trafficking in persons. Yan. Kasi di ba meron yan siya, tawag dito, how can we implement the responsibilities of the different sectors kung hindi alam din ng local government unit. Kasi it's the local government unit who should implement the law, di ba, within their territorial jurisdiction. Yan. Okay. Any other question? Meron pa ba?
Okay, we will cater last question po ating
Good morning. So, since wala pa siyang yung katong i-post can we have like the correct hotline numbers na kurang i-print lang gamay para at least we have kung asa mi tawag in case there are ano.
Actually, we have, meron ba kayo niyan ma'am sa DOT? Kasi ako, I've been to several hotels here. Kasi di ba, we go from one hotel to another because we conduct lectures. In fairness ha, to be fair to the hotels that I've been to, may nakikita talaga akong, parang mga posters nila in the elevator. And then if you notice, when you go to the Davao International Airport, meron din kayong nakikita nun, diba? Na trafficking hotline. Yun siya. So, I think you can coordinate with DOT since under the supervision kayo of DOT. And the DOT is actually a member of the IACAT. So kami IACAT, may hotlines kami. So you can coordinate with the DOT and DOT can coordinate with us regarding kung ano yung dapat i-post nyo na hotline. Yan. Okay?
Meron pala. Bianca is our godwoman.
Okay.
So, good morning everyone. Regarding for the ISC materials, actually, meron pong i-disseminate si Central Office, but then it's ay makabata online materials, nandun yung mga hotlines. But then, yung kinascade na nila region, yung mga ISC materials, we noticed na yung numbers and hotlines is sa Central Office lang siya, like so hindi siya applicable sa atin na per region or per local. So yun, hindi namin i-disseminate kasi sa central office kasi siya na number. Yun pa rin yung mino-work out namin. Kasi parang centralized kasi siya, which is hindi siya applicable by region or by local. So we're trying to make ISC materials na for local na ma-disseminate sa tourism establishment and tour operators.
Okay, meron po.
Meron pala.
So, last question before we end. Kasi baka may another, may speaker pa ba after this one? Okay. Okay? No more? Okay. Kasi may speaker pa tayo. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much po, Attorney.